My name's Tanya, Aliza, and I help you grow your brand, grow your business, grow your influence online using social media so that you can sell more of your stuff, but more importantly, provide systems and processes into your world and in your business so you can have a life and you actually create a business that you love because it supports that lifestyle that you get to live that you love. And I've been doing what I've been doing for almost 13 years now, which is crazy. And we've grown a multiple seven-figure brand and business in my own world and anything that's working in my world. I come out each week and I like to share with you guys some of the things that we're doing, some of the things that are working, maybe some of the things that aren't working. And today we're talking all about marketing your business on Facebook. Well, if you're in marketing, if you're in business, you have to go where the people are. And right now, all of the people, no matter what you think about Facebook, love-hate relationship, which I also have with it, 2.93 billion monthly active users on the Goliath of Facebook. So we have to learn how to market where the people are if we want people to see our brand and message. And you guys, yes, I'm present on LinkedIn. I'm present on Instagram. If you guys are on TikTok, these are all great platforms as well. Pinterest, et cetera. And YouTube, can't forget YouTube. They're all great platforms, but we have to know how to market where the people are. And when you can learn how to market where the people are, you can take those strategies and you can evolve them in the other areas of social media or other search media platforms like YouTube and Pinterest, et cetera. When we're talking about business, when we're talking about finances, we have to take our emotion out of it. Emotions, like just because we feel something doesn't mean it's the right thing. It doesn't mean it's the right path for business, right? Just because we feel something doesn't make it true. So when we're putting our business hat on, when we're putting our marketing hat on, we have to come from a very logical standpoint, right? So sometimes not sometimes, a lot of the time, I have to check my emotions at the door and be like, hey, listen, we're building a business, we're building a brand, ain't nobody work for free. And I'm going to check my emotions at the door. We have to do the things that work. We have to do the things that drive business. That's really, really important. Okay. So 7 ways to market your business on Facebook. Number 1, optimize your business page. Okay. Now, yes, you got a profile, you got a business page. Now we've got groups. Where should we be focusing? I'm going to say if you have a business, if you're selling products and services, have your Facebook page that you do the majority of your posts on. Yes, you can still share them to your public profile if you want to, but you should be posting your videos, doing your Facebook Lives, posting your content on your Facebook business page, because in the background, your Facebook is building an invisible audience that you can remarket to. And there's so many features and functions that are available to you on a Facebook business page that just are not available to you as a business on a personal profile, right? So just think about being Facebook. Okay, here's what we're going to give you for your business. And here's all the business features and benefits of having this business page versus having a personal profile where it's more just social and connecting. So here's the thing. You want to make sure you have a professional photo of you, not your logo, not even with you and family. Like I would say, if your brand target audience has to do with family, maybe you have a picture of you and your family. Now you're relating better to your audience. But most of the time when you're building a personal brand online, you are the attractive character. You're selling your products and services. You want to have a nice professional or fun or branded to your brand and niche on your profile. Okay. That's one thing that I first look at when I'm looking at somebody and whether or not I'm going to dive deeper with them. It doesn't matter on any social media platform, Facebook included, your profile picture is updated and it looks good. Have an engaging cover photo. So we have the opportunity to have a cover photo now. Ask yourself, does the cover photo on your Facebook or wherever, does it emulate who you are trying to attract? Does it serve who you're trying to attract? And this is where a lot of people get mistaken. People think that social media is about them. Okay. When you have a business, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about who we show up to serve. So we got to ask ourselves are the things that are present that people are looking at, they're snooping on, are they optimized to serve and help that particular audience that we are trying to attract? Okay. So just do a little bit of a page or profile audit a little bit. Does it have your contact information where people can find you, connect with you? My favorite piece of content information to have on all of your social media profiles, your Facebook business page included, is a way for people to get on your email list. Are you putting your sales funnel, your freebie funnel link there so that people can get on your email list and you can further communicate with them? If you don't have that yet, not a big deal. I'll share with you a place where you can get some more information to learn how to put that in place. But is there your contact information, right? Can people get a hold of you if they want to learn more about your products and services in your business? That's very important. And also, another thing that I've learned over the years is don't put too much information that it confuses people. Have one or two, maybe three places for people to go, because if you give people too many options, they get really confused and they don't do anything with you. So even though you might think that you look more popular by having your YouTube, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your group, your this, you have 5 million different places where people can find you, that's actually not serving your brand or your business, because people then they get confused. So even though you're like, oh, this makes me look more popular because I have more places that I am, just have like 1 to 3 places that people can go to, especially now. I was on somebody's Instagram account the other day, and you know how you have on Instagram, you have like the link tree or link in bio. And I went to this one gal's and I was like, oh, I like her post. I'm going to go check her out. So I went to her link tree and I was like, wonder if she has a website or whatever. And there was literally one place I could go and that was it. And I ended up there and I opted in and I put in my name and email. And I was like, I love that there was no choices and I didn't have to think too hard and it wasn't overwhelming. I just go there and there was one place that I could go. It was like their funnel. And that was the sole focus of everything. And I just thought it was great. I loved it. Well-crafted description. So do you have an about section or a description on your business page or profile on Facebook that people understand if they're in the right place and they know what they're going to get? So again, it comes back to who are we trying to attract? And are we telling people, hey, here's what I'm about, here's who I serve, and here's how I help you? Okay, so that needs to be very importantly put into wherever it is. Most importantly, my recommended suggestion would be your Facebook business page. So just taking a look at first impressions, because if you're spending time posting and then people are like, I really like that post, and then they click on the post or they click on your profile to learn more about you. So first impressions are huge, right? So just go to your profile, go to your business page, take a look at what it looks like. And you just have to ask yourself the question, hey, is this set up to attract who I want to attract that's best suited for my products and services? Does this show them how I really help them? And if my tribe or my target audience showed up here, are they going to be in the right place? So number 2, share engaging content. I know this is cliche. Well, I understand that, except for you got to understand what is appropriate to make sales, right? Or what actually drives sales, because you guys are here, you're spending time. Time is money. You want to make sales. So 80% educational and entertaining, 20% promotional. So just remember you have that ratio in the week. And again, social media is social. I see so many people on social media forgetting that social media is social. I'm guilty of this too sometimes, you guys, especially if we're doing like a big launch or we're in like a big promotion phase. And I'm just like, oh, I feel kind of icky because I've been just like promoting, go here, do this, when I really just like to be social sometimes. And you guys probably see this in your results and your analytics. The more that you post fun social stuff on social media, you end up getting higher engagement. And then you post promotional stuff and you get lower engagement. And that's just because of how the algorithm works. And social media is social, especially if you're using Facebook. So have that 80-20 rule of educational and entertaining. And make sure, though, very important, again, Social media is not necessarily about you. Yes, sometimes it's good to pull back the curtains and show behind the scenes, but you want to be sharing things that help your tribe, the people that you're trying to attract. You have to show up and serve and help if you ever want anybody to spend money with you. They have to feel like, I want to spend money with this person. And the only way to really do that is to give them immense value and solve their problems. And their problems are solved by your product or service, but mostly on the front end of your funnel, the way that you show up and serve. So share engaging content. The only way that it's engaging is making sure, like, ask yourself before you hit publish or post, ask yourself this: does this entertain or educate or help or solve a problem of the person that I'm trying to attract? And if the answer is yes, then boom, do it. And I swear, just do it for 30 days. I want to say 60, but just do it for 30 days. Post stuff that directly helps and serves your tribe without thinking that you even need to make any money. If you selflessly show up and serve, it's so magical what can happen as a byproduct of that in your bank account. And I always say your bank account is a direct reflection of how you've shown up and how you serve and the value that you provide out in the marketplace, right? You see the largest bank accounts and wealthiest people of the world that exist out there, for the most part, not always, but for the most part, is because they found a way to show up and serve and provide value in some way, sometimes a big way, in the marketplace. So that all comes into your content. Number 3, leverage Facebook Lives. I get people that reach out to me on DMs all the time. Tanya, I need to generate leads and sales in my business fast. I need to grow my business page. I need to grow my following. I need to do this fast. I don't have a lot of money. What is the best way to do it fast? My answer: Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives if you're on Instagram. Facebook Lives has been for me because this is where we put our focus, is where we get our results. So Facebook Lives for me have been a sole contributor to a lot of results and success. Because here's the thing: even if you don't get hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people that show up with you live, guess what happens? If you decide that you want to keep your video up, which most people do, it gets archived and actually people are shown it also later. So again, you're doing the work once to entertain and serve. Facebook loves it when people go live on their platform. So they reward you for that and they show your content to more people that don't know you yet, that would most likely be great for that content that you're providing value in during the live. So at TanyaAliza.com/306 in the show notes area at the very bottom of the blog post, I also give you my free Facebook Live checklist. This is really valuable. I still use it today in my own business, where it's a checklist on what I do before, during, or after my Facebook Live to get the most views and engagement and shares with the live. So if you want that checklist and you think it would be helpful, you can just screenshot all the resources, TanyaAliza.com/306. Running targeted ads as well. I did a podcast episode. If you guys subscribe to Wired to Crush It podcast, which I truly hope that you guys do. It's one of the best things that I've done besides the YouTube channel, as far as like in-depth, real marketing and business building training, business growth training. So on the Wired to Crush It podcast, I did an episode that was all about how we've been skyrocketing our success with just $5 a day on Facebook on ads. So the people that are watching this right now that are thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have a really big marketing budget, I can't afford ads, we might want to shift that thinking. It's not if you can afford it, it's if you do it right. So we have a small budget allocated to Facebook ads. And again, it's like you either pay to play with time or money. And so if you have a little bit of a marketing budget and money, you may want to consider doing Facebook ads because they're still very, very, very effective for your business. And it doesn't take much to go a long way if you do it right. And if you want to learn how to do ads, again, in the show notes at TanyaAliza.com/306, I leave a resource to one of my favorite Facebook ad trainings that you can go through and learn how to easily run Facebook ads for your business if that's something that you want to do. Number 5, engage in Facebook groups. Now, okay, I'm going to caveat this in a big way because anybody else with me on this, I don't love hanging out on my phone or my device all day on social media. In fact, it gives me a little bit of anxiety to think about having to just scroll and be in other people's lives all day versus taking care and cherishing my own that I have here with my family. And this is something that bothers me because I love social media for growing the business, but I hate it on a social. I know hate's a really strong word, but I really do. I just love it on a social aspect of things in a sense of it's stealing a lot of people's time if we're not very careful with how we spend our time on social. So I'm very diligent with how I spend my time on social. I think you guys should be as well. So when I see people and trainers and videos out there where it's like, hey, go into other people's Facebook groups and start inauthentic conversations with people with just the sole purpose of getting them into your world, getting them interested in your products and services, and then trying to sell them on your products and services. I don't love that. Okay. And you will never, ever, ever, ever see me train that ever. Okay. Because being in a group, receiving side on the other end of that, I would not love it. It would feel disingenuous. It would feel icky. And I would never want my people doing that with other people. However, I did an experiment the other day and I was feeling like I had a little bit of extra time. I think I was waiting for my husband to start hockey. We were down at a hockey tournament. And so he has like a 45-minute like prep time where like they get ready in the locker room, they BS a little bit in the locker room, and then they finally have their ice time. So while that's happening, I have a little bit of downtime. And that's typically when I'll do some social media scrolling. So I was like, hey, I'm going to do something. And I have a couple of Facebook groups that are not my groups. I'm actually a member of these groups. And I really like these groups. Like these are really two very valuable groups that I absolutely love the content in. I just find it valuable. The members in there are great. It's just a really good group. These are really good groups. And so I went in there and I was like, I've been working on a lot of new content lately that I think might be able to help some of these group members. And if I regurgitate some of the things that I learn, it tends to stick with me a little bit more. So I went into these groups and I started to see the questions that people were asking. Now, when I went into the group, now not all groups allow you to do this, but this group allowed me to join the group as my Facebook business page profile. Okay. So if you can do this from your Facebook business page profile, it's better to do it because I want people, if they see my profile and they click it, I want them to go to my business page because my business page is optimized for my business. Now, if you don't have a business page, you're just operating from your personal profile, make sure you have your personal profile optimized because when you go and do this, people are going to come and snoop on you and you want them to have something good to see, right? So what I did is I went in there as my business page and I just selfishly helped the group. And I went in there and I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can answer anybody's questions. So I went in the group and when you go in a group, I don't know if you know this, but this is helpful. When you go in a Facebook group, you can sort the comments and the posts by newest. Now it's not defaulted this way, at least it's not on my phone or my desktop even, but if you go in, I like to sort from newest. So the newest posts in the group are always going to be at the top. And then I go through in that order. All right. So I start to see the newest posts, and some people are asking questions. Some people are asking for recommendations. Some people are asking for feedback. Some people are asking for resources. Some people are just sharing a win in this group. And what I did on every single one of these posts is I did a thoughtful helpful comment and replied back to them, tagging their name so that they got notified that I was answering whatever it is that they were posting on that post and I was engaging. And sometimes it really was an in-depth, like, hey, some people are like, how do I figure out who my tribe is or my niche? And I'm really struggling, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to help. And I'm going to actually spend like maybe 3 minutes putting this together and helping. And that's it. There was no, hey, DM me for more information. There was no, here's a link. There was no self-soliciting at all. No solicitation at all. It was just me showing up helping. And then some people even said, hey, they would share a win. And I would say, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations. That must feel absolutely amazing. I remember when I first got my first win, it was, I believe, I hardly believed it to be true. Like I shared an actual thoughtful, genuine conversational comment. No copy paste, no links, no DM me, nothing spammy, weird like that. Now, if you show up that way, especially in today's world where everything's so spammy and promotional and no, you're going to stand out and people are going to come over to your profile. They are going to see your lead magnet or your freebie funnel or your sales funnel if you have that constructed properly, and they're going to go down that road with you. Now, I do not recommend that you spend longer than maybe 10, 20 minutes a day doing this. Or if not, maybe you're super busy like me, maybe just one time a week. Maybe it's a Saturday morning while you have your coffee, or if your family's doing something else and you have a minute, just schedule it. So you want to make sure you're going in and doing this. And I would only pick one, maybe two groups that you go in and you do this with. I mean, if you're all over the place, it becomes scattered and maybe it's just not sustainable. And I also don't recommend that this is your sole marketing strategy. But if you have some extra time and you like some of the groups that you're a part of, it is a good idea. And it's just being a good human to give as much as you want to receive or take from the community. A lot of us are part of groups and we're like, what's in it for me? What can I learn? And the owners of these groups, and you guys, we have one. We have Wired to Crush It Facebook group with 39,000 ambitious entrepreneurs that are in this group growing their businesses online. And I will say that when we're a part of groups, normally how we approach them, they're like, what's in it for me? How can I get value here? I want to challenge you to shift that mindset to, how can I show up and serve here? How can I add value? Because once you start shifting your mind in that way and you stop thinking about like, how can somebody help me? What about me? What am my business? Poor me, this and that. I'm struggling. Go in there and help somebody and add value, and the world would change. The worlds will absolutely change for you and your business, and you'll be so surprised. Because here's the thing, you guys, I pay attention in my Wired to Crush It group, in my community, and also my business page, and also on my Instagram. I'm paying attention. I'm looking at what people are posting. So this is what you can have happen for you if you show up this way. For example, just one of the ideas is Facebook groups. Number 6 way to effectively use Facebook to sell more of your stuff, using Facebook events. Here's the cool thing with Facebook events. You can schedule them on a platform that has 2.93 billion monthly active users and get your event seen. And what is an event? Well, you could have a webinar, you could have a Zoom, you could have a on video. I have one gal that works with me in our community, and one of her business arms is women's fashion, and she sells women's fashion. And so she does these like fashion, I don't know what she calls them, fashion shows. She showcases the new lines of clothing that her company comes out with. She actually puts them on. She does a review of it. She tells people what she loves most about it. She tells people who these outfits and pieces of articles and clothing would be good for. And then she has a link. People can show up for this online event, and then she has a link for people to like get up with her to learn more about purchasing her products and services. These events are, if you do them right and you're consistent with them, can get a lot of business flowing as well for you. And the cool thing with events that I kind of like is they're like a limited time viewing. So like if you miss the event, unless you like repost it as a recording, like people miss it. And FOMO is really important when you're marketing. Like people don't want to miss out and get FOMO, fear of missing out. So I don't know. I think Facebook events, if done right, because one of the things that I was analyzing and I was looking at, I don't know if you guys have seen Amazon events. What do you guys call the Amazon showcases? When you go in and you go on Amazon, you've got like a lot of the influencers now that are talking about products, and then they're directing people to their Amazon stores. And they're almost like little infomercials. Well, they are. They are little infomercials. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are really cool. But guess what? Amazon's a good place to do that for sure, but I don't know how many monthly active users Amazon has. Is it more or less than Facebook? I don't know. I just knew the Facebook stats. So you have to look that up. We'll have to fact check it. I don't want to say anything that's not fact checked. But Amazon, a lot of monthly active users there. So if you have a showcase, if you have an event, if you have a Zoom call, if you have a webinar, if you have a showcase review that you're doing, I mean, Facebook events. There you go. Or guess what? You could just do a Facebook Live. And then what you could do with the Facebook Live is you could just, when the Facebook Live is over, just go to your page. If you want this to be an exclusive event, sometimes you might want to test this out. Just delete it after. Say, hey, no replays, no recordings. You have to be on live to get the information. And then when you go live and you get the information. And then when the event or the call is over, you just delete it and nobody can rewatch it. And then that'll create more anticipation for the next live that you do and the things that you're talking about. Because here's the thing, people, with people, if they can just decide if and when they can do things whenever they want, people are lazy, people procrastinate, they're just never going to do it. But if you give them an incentive and a reason why they have to do it now, they're typically more likely to do it right then and there and now, is something that you have to typically incentivize. And then lastly, the seventh, I leave, well, they're all good, but I like this one. It's the best for last. And the reason why I call it the best, and I saved it for last, is because this is where you get ultimate leverage. I like leverage, you guys. This is what leverage means to me. It's minimum effective dose, with the minimum amount of work that you put in for the maximum amount of result that you get back. So I love automation and leverage. Those should be like my two hyphenated middle names. All right. So here's how you grow really fast in your business, and bigger brands and businesses right now are grasping on this. This is not a new thing, but it's called influencer marketing. Okay. So seventh way to grow your business, an effective way to grow your business on Facebook, is to collaborate with influencers. Okay. And influencers means that they have a large audience of that same tribe that you're looking to attract, except for guess what? You could either start at ground zero and try to build up your tribe from ground zero. And yes, I did it. A lot of people have done it. You can do it. You're probably doing it. But guess where the fastest way to do that is why don't we tap into audiences that have already been created, and the hard work and the groundwork has already been done, has already been laid. So think about, again, even like Facebook groups, or think about influencers that are in your space, has an audience that would be perfect for your product and service, and go and collaborate and see if there's a collaboration opportunity with that influencer. Collaboration does not necessarily mean, or have to mean, by the way, you pay them. It's not a sponsored collaboration, you guys, that I'm talking about. Sometimes it is, and sometimes but it's literally just a collaboration where maybe you could invite them out on a Facebook Live, give value to their community, go live in their group, give value to their community, and have them out on your podcast, have them out on your YouTube channel. If you don't have any of those yet, everybody has access to Facebook Live. Interview them on a Facebook Live, edify them, learn about their community, learn about their brand, edify them, have them out and do a collaboration. And you can tap into these influencer audiences if you do it right. And I do have an influencer script book, by the way. So some people, I think the major hangup is, well, Tanya, how do you reach out to an influencer when I'm not an influencer yet? Or maybe I don't have as big of a following as they do, but I want to tap in and I want to create that conversation. How do I get them to look at me like I'm worth their time? Right. So I created an episode on episode 248. It's in the all the resources mentioned here, right here. So you can go there if you scroll down. But I have an episode called My Influencer Marketing Strategy, Grow Your Following and Grow Your Bank Account. And then in that episode, I also give you my free influencer script book. So how to reach out to influencers, what to say, why to say things the way that you're saying things, and what to pique the interest of an influencer who might possibly be getting solicited every single day with these sorts of messages. How do you get your message to stand out and actually get that influencer to say, yes, let me take a look at what it is you're doing. Yes, I'll possibly be open to a collaboration with you. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Take a screenshot of this, TanyaAliza.com/306. Because at the bottom of the show notes of that blog post, I load it with all of the resources I mentioned, the scripts, the guides, the Facebook Live checklist, all of it is there for you guys. We really put a lot of work into that episode for you. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. And then most importantly, you do something with the information. Do you have to go out and implement every 7 pieces of information and more that you're learning from maybe other people? Absolutely not. Pick 1 / maybe 2 things that you can consistently fit into your schedule and your day-to-day operations each and every week. And consistency is the secret to success. It's a secret to my success. It will be the secret to your success. So you have to find a way to do things that you stay very consistent. All right, my friend, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Ciao for now.